All right, we are live with our very first live YouTube with Built to Sell, the Insurance Growth Show with me, Luis Moreno, and I've got Alex Branning from Agent CRM. Hey, Alex.
Hey, man, it is a beautiful day out here in New York City, and I'm excited to be a part of your very first YouTube live show, man. Thank you for inviting me to be here with you.
Man, and this is my goal here. Here's the deal. We've promoted not only because, well, the primary reason of the promotion of Agent CRM and the use of a CRM is because I use it all the time. I mean, it is just, it's a tool. It's like coming in and maybe only working with one monitor. I'm like, I have 3 monitors. I'm like, I don't know how people can function with one monitor. It is a must-have tool for every agent, but we're going to wait for some more people to join us. This is the first time we go live with this, but here's my goal with this Built to Sell YouTube live event is we're going to talk Agent CRM. Okay, we're going to share with you guys what it is, how you guys can use it, how I use it, and every single feature that's an Agent CRM. Okay, so be prepared, guys. That's what we're going to be doing, talking about everything Agent CRM. And then hopefully with you guys that are joining us, we'll have a Q&A. Now, if you're catching this not live and you're watching this and you have some questions, please post your comments down below. Okay, I'm the only one that responds to them. Now, if I can't answer it, here's what I will do. I will copy the question, send it to Alex, and have him answer. And then I'll share the question on there or the response. So guys, get ready. So Alex, while we wait for some more people, Alex, let's talk about the tech show that you were at this weekend in New York.
Yeah, so I went to the InsurTech NYC conference out here in New York City, and it was packed full of carriers, companies, investors, founders, all around building technology for insurance. And there's a couple of big takeaways that I got from it. Actually, I knew that we were going to talk about this, so I pulled up my notebook. There's a couple of things that really stood out to me, Luis, in that room. The first is there was one of the main headliners got up on stage and he said, the InsurTech revolution that we thought was coming never came. What he was specifically referring to was the InsurTech revolution was trying to create technology that went around the agent, right? It was the companies trying to sell direct to consumer. And we still see this a little bit today with Ethos and some other companies that are trying to go direct to consumer and not have to use an agent to sell insurance. But overall, what they have found is that that model doesn't work. And it doesn't work because the people that are buying insurance want to deal with a human being. They want to have a relationship with their agent. And this is a big one for the insurance companies, the agents are able to extract more value from the customer because they have a relationship, right? And so they were running these parallel side-by-side comparisons to say, okay, if a customer walks into an insurance agent's office, sits down with somebody, how much insurance do they buy compared to when they go online, fill out a form, and buy insurance online? The amount of insurance that they bought when they sat down with an agent who could look at their life and suggest the different products that would be a fit for them was dramatically higher than the amount of insurance that was bought by someone who was looking online and just bought a policy online. That spoke volumes to me. And that just really goes to show the power of the relationship and the power of suggestion, which I know that you and I are going to be working a lot on over these next few live YouTube shows, is how do you maximize the value of every lead that comes in? And so the insurance companies have realized, the carriers, these massive tech firms have realized there is just no way that a technology tool can replicate that trust building that happens when you're sitting face to face or talking to someone over the phone. So the good news is that there was literally hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars, and I'm not making this up, of people investing into companies that were trying to go around the agent. They realized that doesn't happen. It just doesn't work as well. And so now that investment is going into building tools for the agent. And so we're going to see a lot of really cool stuff coming out in the next 6, 12, 24 months, Luis, that is about making the agent's job easier, smoother, faster, and more profitable. And one of the pieces of that puzzle is going to be Agent CRM, but there's a lot of really cool stuff that's coming out that I'm going to be excited to talk about on future shows.
And I'm gonna ditto what you just said. Number one, guys, is I talk and I recruit a lot of agents, and they have a question. Hey, people can go to healthcare.gov and self-enroll in ACA. They can go to medicare.gov and go get a Medicare policy. They can buy insurance, life insurance online. I mean, they get mailers, but still there's a huge segment of the population. Well, let me reverse that. There's a very small segment of the population that works for. The other larger section needs an insurance agent. So let's talk tools, guys. We're going to talk tools that help make our job better. And one of those tools, among having computers and multiple screens and the latest and greatest of all these different insurance tools, the one that is super vital is going to be a CRM. All right. So let's talk. I'm going to do two things here, guys. I am an insurance guy. I'm not a tech guy. Alex is a tech guy. So we're going to get his definition of what a CRM is. And then I'll kind of share how I use it in my agency so you get a good idea. Alex, so what is a CRM?
A CRM can be defined as really two things. There's two different ways of looking at a CRM. The first is like a client organizer. That's what a CRM has been really since the very beginning of a CRM. Another one is a customer follow-up system. And that's one of my favorite ways of looking at a CRM is a customer follow-up system. Now, Agent CRM is built to not only help you continue to follow up with new leads, but also to follow up with your clients. You're one of our biggest success stories when it comes to cross-selling, Luis, because you and I worked together a couple of years ago to put together an automation that reaches out to your new clients that come in for ACA or Medicare and ask them about their dental and vision plans. And that one automation, which I love how you define an automation, you call it a job. That one job that you did resulted in something like 400 plus dental and vision policies being written by you simply sending a couple emails. Now, there's a lot more work that goes into that. I'm not trying to simplify all the work that you've done on that, but it was the conversation and those sales started by setting up an automation that said, did they buy a Medicare policy with dental and vision? If not, send these 3 emails. And those emails, put them on your calendar, and then you were able to sell them an additional policy. That's the power of a CRM. It's a customer follow-up system that, based on the rules that you set, follows up with a message that has one unique goal. And that goal could change based on where they're at in the pipeline, but that's the power of a CRM. You don't get that in a Google Sheet. You don't get that in a Google Sheet.
No. And if you're old school and you're paper filing, you don't get that either. And that paper file is going to sit there. It's not going to go to work for you. So here's my definition of a CRM. I look at it as a communicator. That's all it is, guys. It is a tool that helps me communicate. So we communicate with my book of business in 3 ways. Okay, I'm going to start with about 75% of my communication is via text. Okay, we text our people. Okay, they text, and when we're going back and forth, Agent CRM has the ability for you to text within the platform. So that's number one. We also email. Okay, email, okay. And then, of course, the phone conversation. So with our agency, we have 2 options. They can call my main line, which is VoIP. I got my phone sitting over there, and those calls are recorded. Or if they get a text message, they can hit, call, and they call the CRM, which the call gets routed to my office phones, and then it's recorded and stored in the CRM. Okay, so it's a communicator. Now, some of these communications, as Alex mentioned earlier, and we'll dive a little more into this, some of these communications can be automated. Okay, where you don't even have to do it. You just set it up and let it go to work. It's like hiring somebody and telling somebody, go do this. Here's 1,000 clients, send them a text message and email and offer them this cross-sell product. Well, how long do you think it's going to take that person to go do that? Okay, they're going to sit there and just, so the CRM automates all that for you. Okay,
Yep.
so I hope that makes sense, guys. If it doesn't make sense, we can always come back and try to help you with that. But that's the purpose of the CRM. It's a communicator. Now, I've got another reason why you need the CRM, and this is the dark, gloomy, awful side of our insurance business. You guys know that no carrier will contract you without having E&O.
Mm-hmm.
E&O stands for errors and omissions insurance. It's our malpractice insurance. It's when we make an error that hurts our insured, or we have an omission and it hurts our insured. Okay, maybe we forget to insure a car. Maybe they ask for this and we don't do that, what they asked for. So whenever there's an error or an omission, then our insurance picks up and takes care of us. That way it doesn't come out of our pocket. So how do we mitigate E&O? How do we protect ourselves from claims that are unfounded? And that's where Agent CRM comes into play. So it has saved me so many times. I'll have a client, we're talking to them or we're texting to them and we offer these additional coverages and they say, no, I don't want it. It's recorded. We have a text. We're like, okay, no problem. Some coverages, Alex, don't require a signature to reject them.
Wow.
Yeah, some do. Okay, some don't. So then they come back and say, oh, I didn't know I didn't have that. I wanted that. You should have given me that. And I'm like, okay, let me go back and I can look at my history of communications and find out, oh, no. I offered it and you said no. Let me take a screenshot of this. And pretty much what it does is it shuts it down. So
nice.
I've been sued 3 times, going on 25 years of business, guys. My largest lawsuit was over $600,000. That's what they were wanting to collect from me.
Jeez.
Because they said I didn't insure them adequately enough. I never offered them a review of their policy. And it turns out we have text messages. We even went to their restaurant and via the text on Agent CRM on my phone, I'm like, I'm here so we can do a review. They're like, don't worry about it. Just leave it there on my desk. One of the girls would give it to me. Like, hey,
wow.
I had the proof. And what happened was, Alex, and this is a sad scenario, is the restaurant burned down. And
oh no.
Yeah, the restaurant burned down. Now he was well taken care of, but the issue was he wanted to lower his premiums. He only wanted $50,000 of contents. Well, man, that's not enough to rebuild the kitchen and
right.
The dining tables and the chairs and the forks and glasses and all the stuff. And I'm like, dude, I told you we should have more, but you don't want more. You didn't want to pay more insurance. In fact, you wanted to reduce that. And I was like, man, you at least need the 50,000. And so I got myself protected and it kind of went away once I showed him, like, look, I tried. You're the one who stood me up, not me. All right. So, guys, that's what a CRM is. Now, here's what I want to do, guys, is there's a lot of CRM terminology out there. Mm-hmm. And some of it makes sense. Some of it is like, okay, it doesn't make sense to me. Alex, one of the biggest features of the CRM is what's called a workflow. Yes. What is a workflow inside of a CRM?
A workflow is like a step-by-step campaign. Or another way to look at it is a follow-up sequence. And so a workflow is initiated by a trigger. So let's say a trigger is you receive a text message. So that will set off a series of actions, right? Another way to look at a workflow is it starts off by a new Facebook lead comes in. That's our most common workflow that we have, our new lead workflow. And then a series of action happens. So let's look at the Facebook lead. It comes in, boom, we notify you, the agent. Hey, Luis, you have a new lead. It's John Doe. They filled out a form asking for Medicare. And then you're aware, but then Agent CRM gets to work and starts emailing and texting the new lead without you having to do anything. That's the beautiful thing, right? You could be out on a golf course and now Agent CRM is set up and responding to your lead for you, getting your lead on your calendar. It's like a job. And you explained this in one of our other videos that we did. You said, I look at a workflow as a job I never have to do again. That is what a workflow is. When this takes place, when this trigger happens, then Agent CRM is built out to perform numerous steps. And you can, in those steps, you can put a wait step. That means that it can go, okay, here's the things I'm going to do right away. Now I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait 2 days. I'm going to wait a week, whatever that looks like, before I do my next action. Inside of Agent CRM, one of the things that we do, and there's a, if you're not tech savvy, you don't know about this kind of stuff. So I want to break it down in a way that you understand. But inside of Agent CRM, one of the actions that you can do inside of a workflow is remove the contact from another workflow. And why I bring that up is I had a conversation with someone last week, Luis, and he was concerned about putting his new leads into a new lead email sequence. And his concern was that if they book an appointment, I'm going to have to go in and manually remove them from these email sequences. And that just sounds like a lot of work, and he is right. If you did have to manually remove them from that email workflow, that could be a pain in the butt. But inside of Agent CRM, we've got these workflows set up so that as people take actions, not only do we push them further towards your goal, which the goal for every single lead is to get them on your calendar so you have an opportunity to sell them, but we also clean up the process as we go, right? So when a new lead comes in, we email and text to get on your calendar. When they book on your calendar, we stop the emails and texts that try to get them on your calendar. That is an important thing for your clarity and your peace of mind to know that Agent CRM is helping you push them farther down the goal. And it's also kind of like a broom and dustpan cleaning up the data as we push the people down the road. So hopefully that is a good explanation of what's going on inside of Agent CRM and specifically inside of our branding bundles. Our branding bundles are a collection of assets that we've got for each and every insurance vertical. Internally, we've been working on how do we call these branding bundles? What's a good way to explain it? It's a ready-to-use campaign pack. We got workflows that have emails and texts. We have websites. We have the pipeline. And the pipeline gives you a visual representation of where your leads are at in the flow. And we have email templates that we've written out for you. So a branding bundle is a campaign pack. Everything you need to sell ACA, everything you need to sell Medicare, everything you need to sell life insurance, 12 different verticals represented in our branding bundles designed to help you, the insurance agent, make more money and maximize your lead flow.
So here's my version of what Alex just said. Remember, Alex
Nice.
Kind of a nerd, right? He's a tech guy, all right? We'll call that the nerd, all right? Now, with me, I'm the agent. I kind of wish I was a nerd, but this is the way maybe not even dumb down. This is insurance speak on a workflow. It's a job. So let's just say I hire this person. All right, Betty, she's my new hire here. And I tell her, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to give her some instructions on a job. I want you to text. Here's a list of people. I want you to text them, email them, call them, try to set up an appointment and cross-sell. I give Betty that job and she does it. Well, an automation is the same thing, but I'm going to give that job to Agent CRM. So I'm going to tell the CRM, hey, take this list of people and do this with it. Send them an email. Maybe after I sell them a policy, I want an email to welcome them to my agency. Maybe I do an onboarding email. And then a week later, maybe I want to do a follow-up email and a text that says, hey, do you have any questions? Okay, maybe a week after that, I want to send them another text message that says, hey, I just want to let you know, your ACA policy does not cover dental and vision. Okay, it's not that you got a bad policy, it's just that it doesn't cover it. Okay, it's not it's not a feature or a benefit in there. But here's an alternative. I have this plan here and I continue on. And then of course I continue on with life insurance. And then of course I continue on with auto and home because I have a P&C agency. So I have my sequence of events, and it's all automated, guys. And I will tell you this, the text messages that are going out, the emails that are going out, they're not generic like, hey, you. No, they're specific to that person. Hey, John. Hey, Mary. Hey, Betty. It's very specific. And then they've got the ability to call us. They've got the ability to text us, email us, and then it has my little calendar in there where they can click on it and book an appointment. So super cool, guys. That's what an automation is. Here's another definition of an automation, guys, is this. So I get a lead from Facebook, from social media. And Alex was alluding to this, and I think it's a good, I have mine set up this way, is that when a lead comes in, I hit them over 15 times in 2 weeks. I paid for that lead. They consented for me to email and text them and call them. So I'm hitting them up. Hey, you clicked on my ad. Hey, let me help you out. What's going on? Do you want my help or don't want my help? Just tell me and I'll go away if you don't want me to. But let's assume I talk to them and I sell them. When I click on policy sold, it removes them from that sequence of emails and text messages where I'm bugging them. Hey, do you want my help? You clicked on my ad. Do you want my help? Okay. So it removes them from one workflow and it adds them to another automatically. And then because I sold them, it goes into a different workflow. So it can get complicated, guys, but as you learn all the features in CRM, and we're going to discuss two right now that I think are huge, and why this CRM, Agent CRM, is really a differentiator in the industry. These two features, once you learn how to use the CRM, guys, it's not that hard of a beast to understand. It's not. I mean, you can tame the beast easy with these two things that Agent CRM has created. Now, Alex, I don't know if we want to share the screen here on this one.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
And I wish you would have done this for me when I started with Agent CRM a couple of years ago. Okay. But here's the deal. You have two new features that are maybe a month old.
Yeah.
You have
the Activator is brand new.
The Activator and the account customizer. So let's do the customizer first, because that's at the top of the list there. And
cool.
This feature, guys, I wish I would have had it way back then and made my job a lot harder, but it is a new feature in Agent CRM. And Alex, what does the customizer do for an agent?
Yeah, so the customizer is what we have built all of the Branning bundles on. Remember, we called those a ready-to-use campaign pack. So all of your funnels that we built for you, the emails that we've written, the text messages that we have, they are all built on top of this customizer. You fill in this customizer one time, and then this information is used throughout all of your emails, your text messages, and it even personalizes your website. Let me show you. So this is where you enter in your business information, the business name, address, email, etc. Now you upload your personal info on the next tab, your first and last name, your profile photo, a short bio of yourself, even uploading your signature. Luis, you can upload your signature here, and we impose that on every document that comes out so that you have it saved on all the PDFs that you create inside of Agent CRM. Again, we're making this a one-stop shop. We want to automate as much of your job as possible so you don't have to do this stuff manually. All right, so inside the customizer, we also have your branding. So you can choose the colors that you want. This is big because everything should look like you built it for yourself, right? Every single piece of marketing content that you put out into the world should look like it belongs to your agency. So to do that, we have made it so that you can easily upload your business logo as a rectangle and as a square. So that way it goes both ways. And then you can tell us your colors. That goes on your website, in your emails, everywhere. Under your social media, plop your links in. If you leave it empty, we simply do not show the link to, say, your LinkedIn profile. If it's blank, that LinkedIn button doesn't show up in your emails that you send out or on your website. Then there's a spot for you to enter in your testimonials, your experience, and your calendars. So if you're filling in this customizer, and give yourself 10 to 15 minutes to fill this in, it's not going to take you a long time. As you're filling this in, if you're like, you know what, I have a couple of questions. This is where the activator comes in, first of all, because we have a short training video that goes through every single screen of the customizer and walks you through how to get this information. So inside the activator, this is a good segue into the activator and why we built it. Inside of the activator, we have broken this down so that your entire system setup of Agent CRM is done in bite-sized pieces. One of the things that we realized, Luis, is that when people were signing up for Agent CRM, we were setting up what we thought was a really good plan, which was like a one-to-one onboarding call. Here's what we found though, Luis. Because of the scale of our business, we bring in anywhere from 70 to 100 new agents a week. Because of the scale of our business, people were having to wait a few days or even a week to get on that onboarding call. And they wanted it to get started right away. And so we built the activator and the customizer to really speed up the setup and make it so that you can get set up immediately. Now, if you don't have, more than 30 minutes, then just get in here when you first get your account set up and burn through 1 or 2, maybe 3 of these items, and then come back later and do some more. You can get your entire system set up and ready to go in an afternoon if you set aside the time for it. And if you don't have time to get it all done in the afternoon, just come in and get as much of it done as you can, when you can, without having to wait for us. So that's the customizer, and that's the activator. We make Agent CRM so easy for you to use and get set up so that anybody, no matter how tech savvy you are, you have a fully operated system for your entire business inside of Agent CRM. Now, I do want to make one quick caveat, and then I'll turn it back over to you, Luis, because I can see you're anxious to jump in.
That's all right.
One quick caveat to this is we got some feedback from people saying, I don't want Agent CRM to take over my whole business. I just want them to help me capture more leads, or I just want them to help me with my cross-sell. Agent CRM can fill the gap where you want it to fill the gap. Agent CRM does not have to be your entire operating system for your business. It was built so that it could become that, but you don't need it to be that right away. We want to earn your trust, one automation, one funnel, one pipeline at a time. Our goal is to help you out in as many ways as you'll allow us to help you out inside of Agent CRM. But some of our longest users that have been with us for years are not using all of the tools in Agent CRM. Why? A part of it is because they already have a system in place in their agency that they are comfortable with, and they don't want to change it. So they don't have to. They just use Agent CRM to fill in the gap where they feel like their business could be improved by plugging Agent CRM into that gap. So this is the Agent CRM experience. We help you work fast, we help you work smart, and we only help you where you want us to. Otherwise, you can continue doing things the way that you're doing them now.
Yeah, and guys, I agree. You can start off with just, hey, maybe onboarding, nurturing, working your leads. I mean, there's so many ways that you can, there's so many tools inside of the CRM. And that's what this whole YouTube live event is for, is to help us with all the tools, and then we tools we want to use. That's what's super cool in this thing. So if we go back to the screen that Alex was sharing, you see all these features, the customizer, the activator, you have the dashboard, conversations. I live on the conversations tab because that shows all the conversations that are going on with me and my 9 people. Okay. The calendars. Okay. All my contacts are here. The opportunities. You can even take payments if you're selling something. Not designed for you to take insurance payments, but maybe you're selling a different product. You have marketing, you have automation, sites, memberships. You can store some media in here, videos or documents. You can manage your online reputation on here. So there's a lot to it, guys. We're going to be going over all of these features one at a time so that you all can become better Agent CRM users. Now, Alex, I do want to ask one question. I know you're going on a flight, so we're going to keep this one a little shorter than normal.
Right on.
I do want to take some questions, guys. If you have a question, post it on the comment. I'm watching the comments here on the screen. Alex, so I've had a question from an agent ask me, Luis, if I use your link, does that mean you have access to my data?
Ooh, good question. The answer is no. Luis does not have access to your data if you use his link. When you use Luis's link, you get some of the workflows or jobs that he's created for himself that he is sharing with you. So you get the Branning Bundles, and then on top of the Branning Bundles, and every single Branning Bundle that you want is included with your subscription. There's no additional cost for the Branning Bundle. So you get his workflows that fit so nicely on top of the Branning Bundles, and Luis's workflows are really, really well designed for onboarding your new clients and cross-sell opportunities, as well as some other things. He's got some great videos that help you with those. But Luis has no access to your account. He's giving you tools that you can choose to use inside of your Agent CRM account. He has no access to your data. He doesn't even know what email addresses are of the people that sign up underneath him. The only way he knows if you signed up under him is if you send him a separate email and say, hey, Luis, I just signed up using your link. Otherwise, it is completely private. He has no idea that you just signed up under him. So your confidentiality, your data is paramount to us. In the same way that Luis is describing how we look out to protect him with his clients, and making sure that he's set up to win any sort of frivolous lawsuits thrown his way or your way as you're an Agent CRM customer. In the same way, we protect data between agents. Like Luis has no one has access to Luis's account except for Luis, and Luis doesn't have access to anyone's account outside of his own. So your data is safe with us.
Now I can see my staff. Okay.
Yes.
So yes. So all the conversations that each of my staff have their own login, but I can I can see their texts, emails, phone calls. In fact, I have it set up where we can all see everybody's conversation. That way we're always up to speed, because we can look and say, oh, this is what you talked to so-and-so about. And you can jump right into that conversation without having to have them repeat what they wanted. So that's number one, guys, confidentiality. Number two, when you use my link, guys, I'll disclose, I make a little something, okay? But what I give you all is everything that I use in my agency. And here's what I am almost done. So I had my workflows for ACA, Medicare, dental and vision, life insurance, auto, and home. Okay, I created these. Now, when Alex created the customizer, which when you go put all of your data on there, you put your name, your agency name, your logo, and all that, those are fields. Okay. Well, now what I'm doing on my 2.0 version of the workflows that you guys can get, I felt that my first ones were flat. Like they didn't have a lot of punch. They were just very generic. Well, I've updated them and put some emojis in them, shortened them up. I think I made them where they have a little more a punch and a little more impact. But all the fields that you have on the customizer now are going to show up on those workflows. Okay, so your name, your address, your phone number, your social media handles. So if you put your LinkedIn, your Facebook, I think it's Instagram, all those icons will pop up on the email. Whatever data is on the customizer, we're putting that data on the templates so that they are ready to go for you. So that's just around the corner. I'm double checking them all to make sure they work and they're good. And here's number two. Guys, I don't think there's any other CRM out there that has workflows like mine, number one, but also like mine and in Spanish. Oh, I got you on the mute, Alex. I can't hear you. Hold on here. Somehow you muted yourself.
So exciting, man. I cannot wait to see the Spanish language. People have been asking for that. So I'm excited for that, Luis.
You're going to get it all in Spanish, guys. So you decide whether you want to use this workflow in English for your client, this workflow in Spanish. you'll have the ability. I'm doing them all English and Spanish. So number cool. Alex, we do have a question. If I use Luis's link, is it possible to get updated new workflows he sets up later?
Absolutely. What we'll do is once Luis has his workflows done, he's talking about going through them right now. We're going to sit down with Luis in a quick call and go, okay, let's make sure we have all the data, all the workflows. We're going to get it all set up. Then everyone that's been signed up under Luis's account, we will then reach out to you and give you the option of getting the updated workflows. We will not put them in your account without your permission. And so you will have to tell us, hey, I want those new updated workflows. I want the Spanish workflows, and then we will put them in your account.
Yep. And I think you can be specific. If you're not a P&C guy or girl, you may not want my P&C stuff in there.
Right.
So you pick it. And I will tell you this, guys, first time ever in 25 years, Alex, that we qualified for $1 Million Roundtable.
Let's go. Congratulations, Luis. That's amazing.
We're going to be going to the Versace mansion. I mean, mingling with some heavy hitters, a lot of the success on my life insurance side. I've always been a halfway decent life guy, but we created workflows inside of Agent CRM, targeting after I sold what the initial product was.
Wow.
We cross-sold life. Guys, it was too easy. It was literally letting my customers know that they are still missing the most important policy. And that's what I put it like that. Alex, you are missing the most important policy. The most important policy is insuring you.
Wow.
Okay.
You got to the $1 Million Roundtable just by sending cross-sell campaigns. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. That's a lot of work. I'm by no means am I trying to simplify it, but you got to the $1 Million Roundtable because of cross-sell emails, putting you in a position where you could sell them life insurance. That's amazing.
Yep. I took my existing ACA book, my Medicare book, my P&C book, and they're all in Agent CRM. And we just decided, you know what? Let's just send an additional email and text letting them know that we have life insurance. We offer it. A lot of people don't even know we offer it. They look at me like, I thought you were just the health guy or the Medicare guy or the auto guy or home guy. They don't know. And now all of a sudden I'm throwing it out there. In fact, here's what's pretty cool. I was playing tennis yesterday, Alex, and playing with my buddies. I got done. We're sitting on the court having a beer, relaxing. And he's like, dude, I got an email from you. You do life insurance? I need help me with my kids' insurance. Something I don't know what's going on, but I need to find new insurance for my kids. So I'm like, you know, he just threw it out at me while we were relaxing after a match, having the beer. And I'm like, and I'm not kidding, literally. So I'm walking off and I send him a text and I'm like, okay, where is he? I'm like, his first name is Daniel. Daniel, when you get a minute, call me about your kid's life insurance you wanted to get. There's a text message that I sent to him. I'm like, it is on. So, yeah, just by the cross sales, guys, you never know. It's all about timing, and you never know that. Alex, I know you got to go. We have here's what's coming up next, guys. Okay, next Monday we're going to be doing this at 12 noon. Okay, Central Time. We had to do it early today because Alex has to jump on a flight. He's jumping on his private G. I don't even know what the G are in your own personal Gulfstream. I don't know where you're going.
I'm going to Italy. Woo-hoo.
There you go. So next Monday, guys, here's what we're going to talk about. Okay, how to never lose a lead again.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to hop into the problem. It is a problem because I get leads and sometimes we don't get to all of them. We're going to teach you how to track your lead. We're going to have an automation overview for you on that one. We're going to demo it inside of Agent CRM. Okay. And we're going to have all that ready for you, plus more Q&As that we'll take. So we will be focusing on leads and some of the other features inside of Agent CRM. Awesome. Guys, thank you so much. My affiliate link is there. I posted it in the comments. Don't they get a 2-week free trial, Alex?
They do. Yeah, they can just try it out for free for 2 weeks and see if it's a fit for them before they make any sort of payment to us. We've made it so easy.
And here's the other beautiful thing. We're not going to even lock you down on a contract, guys.
Nope, month to month.
So man, when you find this thing's not working for you, well, then you can take off with it. You don't need it. But guess what, guys? We're going to make this, once you're into this and you're utilizing it, you're going to find out that this thing is like a slot machine. You give it $1, it gives you back 4 or 5. You're like, I'm just going to keep putting dollars in, because that's literally what it does when you learn how to utilize it right. You just got to spend a little time and get it going. All right, guys. Hey, thank you.
Right. Hey, thank you, Luis.
You're welcome, man. Thank you for your time, Alex. And guys, don't forget, post your comments. I will respond. Like this YouTube live that we have, and it helps me bring more. And if you're not a subscriber and you're watching this later, please subscribe to my channel. Luis Moreno, Think Medicare, Think ACA. Thank you.